This podcast contains mature themes, questionable humor, and explicit language. Listen with discretion. Please take care. So here we are, episode 28, and I am Dialogue Danny, and beside me is the one and only from Super Crawl fame.
What?
Courtney Drama.
Super Crawl?
I don't know. I was just saying. Oh yeah, no, Art Crawl fame.
More like Super Bad.
Yeah, super, yeah. Yeah. Nope.
That's me.
So I'm going to. This is going to be a fun episode. It's been a fucking week. It's been a week.
Because I think last week we recorded a few back to back.
Yeah, we did 2 back to back last week, and then this week has just been like I feel like I've barely talked to you.
We had a fight, so
we did, but we'll get into that next week. We're gonna let more tension die down. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of almost.
I have some struggles. I have some accountability. I have some struggles I'm working through.
I was trying to be like it was like.
It's all my fault.
I was trying to go the opposite way, but we'll go with it.
I'll own it. I'm a dickhead.
So okay, so we'll this actually is a perfect segue into looking back on things. So. It was maybe 3, 4 in the morning last night. Like, I don't know how late it was. I could be exaggerating the time. I don't know. Irrelevant to the story. So I was watching an interview yesterday with conservative Christian dude, which is kind of weird because most people would relate Christian values to Republican, right? Because this dude's from the States. I'm trying to go to bed. I'm like, okay, I've been kind of chill. I'm trying to relax my brain. And then he said this. And I've talked to a couple guys at the pub today about it, and they're all like, wow, that's fascinating. So I heard this. And I know you're going to be, I don't know how you're going to react to this. I have it in my brain exactly the conversation and how it's going to go. But I'm going to tell you just an interesting fact. And I want you to just try to follow along with what I'm saying, okay?
All right.
So when it comes to historical literature, like we're talking the Bible, we're talking all other kind of different documents they find from, say, 2,000 years ago, okay? You take that, and what's misunderstood about all of that is the euphemisms. Do you know what a euphemism is?
No.
So, like, if I say, like, man, you got a fat ass, you don't think that is me saying that you have an FAT ass. You're like, a fat ass. Like, it's like a sick ass. It's a nice ass. Like, that would be the euphemism, isn't? Like, it's normal words put into, like, other meanings. Like a word that you normally use that's like, oh man, that's sick.
Yeah.
Sick is normally like bad, you're sick.
Yeah.
But sick is a good thing, so that's a euphemism of the word.
Okay.
This guy that was talking was saying, he's like, one of the professors when I went to seminary said, you need to keep in mind that people don't understand euphemism from 2,000 years ago in the exact same way that right now, if you were to go 2,000 years in the future and have them, like, you know, speaking a different language and analyzing the way we talk and the way that we would write things, because they would have, you know, written words of, like, we know this word means this, and this word are the same. 2,000 years from now, they won't be able to tell the difference between a butt dial and a booty call.
What?
Think about it. So a butt dial...
Yeah, to like
and a booty call.
Like a pocket dial.
Yeah. A butt dial. So butt and booty would mean the same thing in their mind.
Yeah.
So they would be like, oh, so like butt, booty, ass, bum.
But they'll have to take it as one definition or the other. So which one are they going to choose?
No, because it would just be the word. They don't know that they're together because they wouldn't know how they frame words, which is why when they look at old ancient literature, they don't know how it's framed. They don't know the grammar. They're just taking words and being, oh, this means this. So a butt dial would be, we know this means butt, call. So it's like, are they talking about farting? What are they talking about? Like, they wouldn't know 2,000 years because they don't have the same knowledge we do. Like, it makes sense to us. But 2,000 years trying to decipher what that means, they wouldn't know what it is. Just like we don't know what 2,000 years ago, what the Bible really meant. Were they being sarcastic?
But now with technology, they wouldn't be able to...
No, there's no way. The technology doesn't help when you don't... Like, technology only learns from what we know.
If we write it down... It's okay, so...
I started this by saying that I knew you were going to have a hard time with, like, grasping this
Well, it blows my mind, because all I'm thinking is, okay, somebody needs to come up with the task of creating a time capsule. Write that shit down.
But you could write it down, but 2,000 years from now, English may be abolished. They've never heard of English. The world had a catastrophic meteorite.
Right.
All technology is lost, and then civilization reemerges, and then they find this stuff in rubble, and they see a language they've never seen. And then the scholars of that time put it together, and they know that butt, booty, bum, ass all mean the same thing. And they knew that to call, like, was on these phones that we would have, and call and dial. And, you know, all of those things mean the same thing.
That blows my mind.
So they wouldn't know what it actually meant.
It makes sense. Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
So yeah, so that's what I meant by I knew you would have a hard time wrapping your head around that.
It could never happen. I mean, it could. Yeah. The world.
But so like it's even talking about like, you know, like the famous thing about like the like man shall not lie with another man in the Bible is an abomination, but there's so many other things that are abomination, like wearing, like, not growing the sides of your hair out, or wearing, you know, like...
So you said this is a Christian guy?
No, he is a Christian guy that said this, yeah. He was just talking about a professor that he had.
Oh, and it's like a documentary, or is it just him?
No, it was actually him just being interviewed on, like, a podcast. Like, it was just one of those weird things I came across, and I was like, this is fascinating.
Is he, like, a public speaker? Like, who is this person?
He is actually a conservative, like a Democrat in the States somewhere. He's a senator or something like that. But he's a Christian conservative, which is very weird because, like, conservatives normally are just, like, inwardly thinking. And Republicans claim to be outwardly thinking. Like, all politicians are fucking the same, but that's just...
Yeah. Interesting.
The way people think about.
All rise, if it pleases the court. Your Honor, so today I don't have anything to present to you, but I have a game. And it's almost like if you enjoy this game, I'm thinking we could do a segment of doing games where I just come up with stupid ideas to throw games at you. And so what you're going to be judging today in this beautiful courtroom is whether or not we should continue with this or not.
Okay.
And here are the rules. So because both of us are completely on different schedules, I have $100 that I'm going to throw on the table. There's no 100 there.
It's Monopoly money.
And so I have 10 animal sounds. Okay? And they are just sounds from animals.
Coming from the person that only listens 23% of the time.
Yep. So this is going
I also
to be
don't really
amazing.
pay attention, so this is going to be interesting.
So they're just animal sounds, and I had 10 of them.
Okay.
And my bet is this. If you get 7 or better, like, so if you get more than 7.
I win $100.
No, you don't win $100. I'm going to take that $100 and we're going to go out on a date. And then we can just do whatever. It's not even thinking consciously about money. It is just...
We'll go have fun.
Yeah, we'll go have fun.
Cool.
Okay. If you get between 5 and 7...
Okay.
It's $50 that I'm going to throw towards us going out.
Oh, so I can lose money.
No. So, yeah, you're going to lose money, okay?
We can lose money.
If it is 5 and under, you're taking my ass out for a cocktail.
All right, I already had a date night with you in my calendar for this week.
Okay, perfect. So this is the game we're going to play.
Okay.
We're going to start off. The first 2 I'm going to play for you are the same animal, so hold your answer.
Hang on. Are we talking all animals, mammals, exotic?
Everything.
We're not talking basic shit here?
No, we're talking animals, fish, birds.
And you're showing me 10.
I'm going to show you 10. But
okay.
So just to get you warmed up, because I know that we normally don't play games on the podcast. Just to get you warmed up, hold your answer. I have 2 different sounds from the same animal.
Okay.
And it's to set you off in a good mood, because I think you'll get this one. And by the way, I 100% rigged this, so at least I think you're going to get a bunch. There's a couple I'm going to be very shocked if you get. But so here we go. The first 2, I'm going to give you just a couple seconds worth, but the first 2 are the same. Okay.
So it's the same animal, but just you gave me 2 different sounds?
Yeah, same animal, 2 different sounds. What is it?
Well, I feel like if you said, the second one sounds like a cat, so I was like, if I say cat, you're like, it's too easy. But you said you're just going to set me up easy, so I'm like, it is a cat. But
Of course it's a cat.
Oh.
Good job.
I was like, it's like a tiger cub or something. Or like...
Courtney's got 1. So you already have 1 point. So
Okay.
you're 1 for 10.
All right.
Okay? So those were easy.
And... It's a donkey.
It is not a donkey, but I'll give you 2 guesses on things. It is not a donkey.
Is it in the horse family?
I'm not giving you any more hints. No.
A mule.
No. It is one of your quote-unquote favorite animals. It is a zebra.
I should have known that.
I know you should have. Okay, you ready for the next one? So you know you are just 1 still.
Sheep. Or a lamb.
Sheep is wrong. You got 1 more guess.
A goat.
It is a goat. You're 2. 2 for 10. 2 for 10. Good job. Good job. Good job.
I like that I get 2 guesses for every question.
Well, I'm going to be fair because it's hard, right?
Oh, fair.
Okay, so you're 2 for 10. You ready for the next one?
So what's funny about that is I was actually listening more to what animal was in the background that I could hear.
Yeah, that's why I played it twice.
Because then it would help me figure out what animal that would be hanging around with. Because at first I was like, that's gotta be some sort of like monkey, something in the trees. Then I definitely feel like I heard a donkey in the background that time. So I'm like, is it a bird? And I'm like, now I'm thinking of farm animals. And I'm like, I'm going bird route. I don't know. I want to say it's like I don't know. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe it's, is it like a fucking like ostrich or emu?
No. Are those your 2 guesses?
Yeah.
No.
What was it?
It is a fucking peacock, the animal you claim to absolutely love.
See, it's funny I said bird though. So I was
You
like,
did say bird, but yeah, you were right with bird. Okay. You ready? Here's the next one for you.
hyena? Coyote?
Coyote.
Okay.
That's 3.
Some sort of wolf pack.
Yep, that's 3.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like I grew up on a farm.
I know. That's why this is fun. So
I know,
you
this
can
is
guess.
hard. I'm like, I'm a city girl here trying to guess
Okay,
animal sounds.
here we go. Little hint. I love this sound.
Oh, that's a lion.
Nope.
All right. It sounds like such a deep belly.
I had a friend who I'd sleep over at his house, and he lived on one of these farms, and I would hear them in the background all day long, and I would imitate them all the time.
Just farming. What the fuck? I've never heard an animal make that noise. That sounds like my stomach when it's hungry.
Yeah. Okay.
I really don't know.
It's an emu.
An emu?
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
That's an emu.
Okay, well, I'm still at 3.
All right. Okay. I'm liking the odds of this. I'm getting some free drinks.
Guess I'm taking out.
Okay. So, here we go. Here's another one. So what actually started this whole idea for the game is I came across this sound and I was like, oh, I remember learning this fact years ago, but I don't think I've ever talked to you about it or anything. And then I found a video of it and I was like, it'd be interesting to show Courtney this. And I'm like, this would be kind of cool to turn into a game. So this is the sound that started it all. You ready for this? Mm-hmm. This is going to freak you the fuck out because you're not going to know what this is.
Okay, first thought I was like, possum. I don't know why. I was picturing like a rodent type.
No, it's not a possum.
Again, listening to the other background noises that were going on, I'm trying to picture it. I'm hearing a lot of like trees and birds and shit. So I'm like, what the? To me, it's giving me like cat-like behavior, like a jaguar or like a cheetah or something like that.
I actually,
there is
30% of me that thinks that you don't think this animal actually exists.
What, like a fucking platypus? Like, what?
No platypus exists.
I don't know.
It's not a platypus. It's a Tasmanian devil.
That makes sense.
So the reason that they're actually called Tasmanian devils is, can you imagine just being at your camp like 200 years ago, no electricity, and then you like hear that kind of noise coming out of the woods? You're like, there's a demon and a devil in the woods.
See, but you know, it's so funny because I said rodent type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked up a
They look like rodents.
But I mean, like, yeah, I wasn't far off by saying like a possum or something. Like, that's like a fucking...
Right, but
Yeah.
it's still no point.
Right.
No point. Okay, so here we go. You ready for another one?
Turtle.
It is a turtle. That's a turtle orgasm.
I know.
Wow, you knew that way too much over everything else. Patreon coming soon. You fucking weirdo.
That video went viral. What was he,
You're
fucking a shoe or something?
So weird. Okay, so here we go. So you are 4 now?
The fuck? What part am I listening to? Yeah, but that was the same noise as the first noise, and it's all the same animal. That went really high pitch and really down low.
Yeah, but same animal.
Because just that noise alone, I'd be like, it's some sort of hog.
Right. No.
But, I don't know my animals.
You give up?
I'm gonna...
You have 2 guesses. Why not just take them?
I know. So one
And I'll tell you if you're getting warm or cold. Just throw it out there.
Panda.
Close.
So it's
Kind of.
koala.
Koala is right.
I love koalas.
Koala is right. It is a
Wow.
koala. Wow. Way to
What
go.
am I at, 5 now?
Yeah, 5 now. So now
I just have to get one more.
No,
and
you
then-
already have it. You already have the $50. You already because I said anywhere from 5 to 7. So you're already in. So you ready for the last one?
Yep. I'm gonna say like a lion. A dinosaur. Do you put in a fucking T-Rex?
It's a T-Rex. Way to go.
Wow. I was like, that first rumble, yeah,
You
big
got,
lion.
you got 6. So,
That's
yeah.
so, wow, I didn't think I was going to make it. I thought I was going to be stuck at 3.
Oh, yeah, you got 6. Way to
Wow.
go. I love it. Yeah, and I think we did it because we had the emu, the Tasmanian devil, the zebra, the goat, the cat.
Okay, well, you know what? We'll still have a $100 date night. You put in 50, I put in 50.
The
We'll call it even.
koalas, the peacock, the coyotes, the turtle, and the T-Rex.
That's so funny.
Yeah. That was fun, eh?
That was awesome. You know what? Now, I kind of like that, and I think I'm going to do a version of that for you, where I'm only going to show you a clip sound of theme songs to TV shows.
Oh, that sounds good.
And I think then you have to guess the TV show based off just the clip of the sound.
I'm up for that. You'd have to make it like very with
It'd be like music,
copyright, but yeah.
It'd be like a key or like two
yeah.
keys. Like,
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Okay, cool.
So out of 4 out of 5, Your Honor. So when it comes to games,
this concept of the game, I think, is awesome. I think
Cool.
if we like show each other like either like a sound or something in it.
yeah.
Yeah. So this game pleases the court.
Okay, cool. 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
3 out of 5.
I give it a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Holy shit!
I enjoyed
First
it.
one.
Yeah.
First one.
I enjoyed it. Very good.
There
Good job.
we go. Let's
Good
change
job.
the channel quickly before we
Okay.
change your mind. Okay. This is a PSA announcement from the Dialogue Over Drama Management. Today's episode will not follow normal structure. We're just having a random episode because it's fun. Sorry for the inconvenience.
So here's the thing.
So here's the thing. So here's the thing.
So here's the thing.
So here's the thing.
So this week we are leading into National Drowning Prevention Week.
Oh, I love this topic.
Yeah. And you love drowning?
No. I just love the topic of like water safety.
Yes, I figured. And so, what I kind of wanted to pick your brain on and what you think on it, because I'm sure you have a whole thing, is the swimming safety. What I've seen a lot online, because like I grew up where like you took swimming lessons, and I know some of them are paid. Some of them are free, and there's some parents that maybe they don't have the resourcing, they don't take their kids to swim. Time, for sure, whatever. They don't have a pool, they don't have access, and then they just free willy-nilly take their kid to the beach, and then something happens.
Yeah.
But then there's also people that have additional funds and the resources and time for the survival swimming course.
Yep.
where they like take a toddler and just chuck them in the water. And
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
what's your thought on all that? Like, I know that you have a huge like swimming background, and obviously like how your parents met were swimmers.
My
and things
parents
like that.
were both lifeguard, to give context, and like, so I think I had my first swimming lesson when I was 5 or 6 months old. Like, I was so young the first time I was like had a swimming lesson, and well, it wasn't really a lesson. It was just like, this is water in a pool. Learn how to float on your back, right? And it's just like, it's just natural. Like, the first time we went swimming, even, like you probably had to have just been like, wow. Like, Dan can barely fucking walk a straight line in real life, but Dan in a pool is just, I'm graceful as fuck. Like,
Well, the size of your feet are like built-in flippers.
yeah, no shit, eh?
Yeah, no, you have a really good swimming ability. You're a very strong swimmer, and I was not a strong swimmer. But like, what's your take on maybe like swimming safety being mandatory for parents?
I think it should be mandatory, and I think.
But then you think it should be covered by like the government, like somebody should pay
I just
for
think
it?
that there's so many opportunities to learn how to swim. I think a lot of what it comes to swimming, I think there's so many people that didn't learn how to swim, and it comes from parenthood trauma of swimming, which is teaching a kid how to swim and be comfortable in water is the way to get over that trauma, right? Because like, I've been in situations where like I've been scared that, oh shit, I've been too confident in swimming, or dove too deep, or like was swimming under something, and I'm like, fuck, like I'm like, I could die, you know, like, and so there's so many stuff like that now, like it's so traumatizing. Drowning's like just terrible. So anyone that's had an experience like that doesn't want to go in the water. They transfer it by not taking their kid to swimming, because going to the pool is trauma for them. But I think it's so important, because you never know when you're going to end up having to swim. And so many people live in a world where, like, you've been on like 3 or 4 boats in your life.
If that,
right. So, but it's probably one of those, if you look back on it, like, the people that were on the boat were like, I don't need a life jacket. Like, they kind of live their life like they don't need to wear a life jacket because, A, they don't think anything will happen, or it's something like that. Like, people don't respect water the way they should respect it.
when do you think the early, like, give me a scenario of like the earliest stage that you would expose a child to water?
I would say 1 or 2.
And in what situation?
It just in
Like
general,
in the bathtub?
No, because you're obviously going to be bathing a kid, but I mean, like, even just taking.
No, but that's
them
what I'm
to,
saying. Like, early stages of them not having fear of water, yes, is bathing, but would it be like, I've seen parents where they'll start introducing, like, they'll have a cup of water, and then they'll pour it on their kid's face during bath time, so that they
Right.
they might kind of freak
But that's
out
all
and
just
have.
but that's all just about having a bath. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. I'm no expert.
But getting them
into-
comfortable with water
getting them
as
comfortable
early
with
as possible.
and then also enjoying it, like taking them into the pool. Like, you know, you have a friend that has a pool or whatever. Because I think it's something that you have to. It's just like when you take your kids out to like the farmer's market or something like that, and you get your kid to like buy his own candy apple, you know, by giving the cashier money. Like, you know, I work in retail, and I have that happen all the time, where parents are teaching their kids about that. We're surrounded by water. Like, that needs to be a part of what you
So you're
teach.
saying that for parents that don't have access to a friend's pool or a rec center with like a public swim, then their only option is a lake or an ocean. You think then that's fine?
There's so many free pools around.
Just saying, maybe they don't have one. We're talking city living. I'm talking.
Well, even just all around, like, no matter where you are, like, if, like, you're trying to say that the government should have to pay for it.
No, I'm saying so. Well, so then it should be solely the responsibility of the parent?
Well, I assume that it's the responsibility of a parent not to teach their kid not to touch the stove. They don't need government funding with it. If it comes to teaching your kid the ability not to drown in water.
I understand that, but I'm saying there's parents out there that also didn't have, that they don't swim. They don't have any swimming.
There's so many in every fucking city you go to. There's going to be accessibility stuff for swimming lessons for people. Like, if you're at the point where you can't afford it, it's just like any other social service. There is tons of social services that teach people water safety.
Like, I just know that if it was just me solely on my own, I could at most teach the kid that you would roll over on your back, pancake it, and float. And if I was to try to show them how to, like, tread water, okay, I'd probably suck at that. And then if I was to show them how to, like, do, like, a breaststroke and, like, actually, like, swim, I can't because I could show them how to doggy paddle. Like, I'm
Well,
not.
there's a huge difference in, like, learning how to swim because you're thinking competitively, and then there's water safety. So I think, like, you're kind of
That's what I'm saying,
combining
like,
the two right now, where, like, water safety is something that no matter where you go, you can get water safety and learning how to protect yourself even if you can't swim.
Right.
So that's what I mean. Even if at the bare minimum, parents should be teaching, even though there's tons of government services that happen, like municipally, provincially, and federally. Because, like, anything that happens bad ties on our resources as well. Like, it pulls, like, stuff that we have out. So, like, the whole water safety thing is something the government kind of already does pay for. And I think anyone that hasn't really done it needs to, like, inwardly focus that, okay, might be my own trauma, or just think it's just a safety thing.
Yeah.
Because you need to think that your kid's going to become a teen, and then he or she's going to have friends, and they're going to be like, hey, let's go on a boat, and then it becomes almost an embarrassment that they can't swim. So, like, so then they would put themselves at risk.
And that's how it was for me. Like, growing up, there would be, like, birthday parties and pool parties and things like that. And I wasn't a strong swimmer, and so kids would push me under the water. And I didn't know how to fend for myself. I didn't have the strength to swim away. I didn't know how to, like, dive underneath the water and swim around them to get away from them because they were just teasing me.
Right.
And then, like, I didn't learn. And I had swimming lessons, even then. So it's like, okay, then who failed me? Like,
Right.
you know, I literally have an instructor from the time I'm little, and, like, I don't know how they grade you in swimming to move on to the next thing, but it was like,
badges.
Yeah, the badges. But it was like, yeah, my parents put me in swim lessons, and I could do the little dunk, goes little green frog one day, blow bubbles. I could do all that kind of stuff.
Went the little green frog.
Yeah, it was a little swimming song.
Went the little green frog.
Right?
Went the little green frog one day, and we all went,
Yeah. And I don't remember the whole song, but yeah. And then, like, then you got to a point where, okay, you go from the shallow end to now jumping off the side of the pool.
Yeah.
And so I had a life jacket on, jumped off the side of the pool. Okay, then you upgrade to jumping off the diving board, so a little bit higher. And I couldn't do it. With a life jacket on and the instructor in the water willing to catch me, I couldn't do it.
Right.
And my mom ended up, like...
You told yourself you couldn't do it.
Told myself I couldn't do it. And I was little. I was like
No, I
5,
know.
6. Or
I know.
And then my mom, because they had, like, the window area at the rec pool where it was like parents could watch their kids, like, for safety too and whatever. And then my mom went through the emergency exit, walked down the side of the pool to the end of the diving board and pushed me off. So I was, like, super traumatized and, like, embarrassed. I was like, okay, mom's pushing me off, forcing me. Got over that. Okay, fine, I could jump in, realized it wasn't scary. And then I remember getting to the point in swim lessons before I had to stop swim lessons where it was like we learned how to do the toe dive.
Yep.
So you would kneel down with your toe to the edge of the pool, and your arms had to be above your ears and the whole thing, and then dive. I could do that, but then I didn't actually learn how to dive until I was like 15. Right. And then I met you, like, later on in my adult years.
I loved when you were like, I know how to dive. And, like, you're standing in front of my brother who grew up in a pool. My mom who grew up in a pool.
My dive wasn't that
And then
bad.
we watched you dive, and we were like, oh, yay, like a little kid that, like, drew something to put on the fridge because you look like a triangle falling.
I got better.
No, you're amazing at diving now. Like, that's what, like, my mom, my brother, and me are all like, wow, Courtney knows how to dive now. Like,
yeah, but when I met you, it was more like a flop.
Yeah, when we met you, it was like a triangle that somebody misplaced and it fell into the pool. And you're like, yay, look at me, I dove.
And it's so funny because, like, I'm tall, so me just standing where my eyes are to the water, I remember feeling like, that's far. But now that I can dive, but I also, like, haven't been in a pool in a while to dive. Because I've also had dives where I've overestimated my legs topple over and end up hurting my spine or whatever. But, like, I would love to get to the point to learn how to dive off of, like, a couple meters. Like, not, like, something crazy high, but I'd love to build that confidence to be like, okay, I know how to dive just standing at the edge of the pool. Like, I can do a couple meters. Like, I can do it. It'd be fun.
It's funny. Like, nothing really scares me in water, except for there's certain points where, like, I've, like, you know, I used to, like, work on a wakeboard instructor boat, and I would, like, swim out to, like, help the kid get up onto, you know, like, the wakeboard. But then once the kid actually grasped it, I would, like, be in the middle of a lake, 7K or 3K from, like, the nearest shore, and I'm alone, and I'm in a wetsuit, and obviously with a life jacket on because I'm fucking floating with a kid, right?
Yeah.
I can't be treading water and kick the kid. They would take off, and then I just see the boat fly off into the distance, and now I'm in the middle of the lake. And I'm like, There's times where I get really scared of two things. One, a boat is just streaming along and doesn't see me, just thinks I'm a bobber and just slightly sees me, like, which is horrifying because I don't want to be put through a prop. Two, just the fact that if you think of where you're floating on top of the water, how much is underneath you? Like, you're, like, basically flying in water, and it's, like, 100 feet down. What's down there? I know in lakes, like, you know, there's nothing that can really kill me or anything. But it's just the thought of, like, how far I am from the bottom.
Yeah, one of the things that always scares me is like seeing people or thinking about like, you know, if it was like our future child or something in a situation where we've taught them how to swim, because that's obviously something that's super important, but then not knowing the level of swim safety that like their friend has.
Right.
And even though like I would be super paranoid too, like obviously I would always watch my kid like in the water and like if we're at the lake, whatever. But it would always be like if they had a friend who panicked, didn't know how to swim, and then was like holding them down. So there's, I think, a level of swim safety for yourself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
And
Well, that's the
that
number
I'm
one
saying-
rule in that. Never, ever try to save someone that's panicking while in the water.
Right. But I think it'd be
By personal. Like, you always
Yeah.
throw something to them.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but like if you have like two kids, they're swimming in the lake or in the pool or whatever, one kid kind of gets tripped up, panics, starts kind of like flailing his arms, and then the other kid who knows how to swim but doesn't have like the lifeguard type skills or the coaching skills to like calm that person down. So then they swim up to help, and then the person panicking grabs onto them and pulls them down.
Any kind of water safety course, that's one of the first things they cover. It's such an important thing. Like, there's so many people that
I don't
like,
remember learning that. I just remember seeing it like on TV.
No, it's a big thing in water safety. Like, it's so funny because like you would think, oh, not many people drown a year. Like that's what people think, right? But I would be hard pressed to find someone who doesn't know someone that knows someone who's drowned in a pool or broke their neck or something, right? And like the statistics alone between like in my lifespan,
There's about 460 fatal drownings annually in Canada.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, what's weird about it is between my brother, myself, and my mom, I think that we've probably collectively saved over 300 people from, 30 people from drowning. Just from, like, random, like, because we've grown up with a pool in our backyard. We grew up being in a pool. So, like, we've always been at parties where someone's kid fell in or, like, between us, we've saved, like, 6 dogs.
That's crazy. Oh, I've seen, you know what? That's funny you say that, because I've seen videos where it's like, people will go across a sheet of ice, or, you know, they're in like a pond and they're saving like a dog, a deer,
Every
whatever.
dog I've ever saved has walked out on a sun blanket thinking it's safe to walk on. And then they fall through, and then the sun blanket catches
sun blanket?
You know, like how people put that bubble wrap on top
like a
of the
pool
pools?
cover. Oh, yeah.
So a pool cover, dog walks on. Remember the old ones from the
Yeah.
80s wouldn't be attached to the side of
Yeah.
the pool. It would just sink in.
Yeah.
So a dog would walk on that, fall in, and then the pool cover would go under, and then the dog couldn't come up for air.
Yeah, because it's heavy.
So I've saved 2 dogs that have done that myself personally.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I have such a fear of water, like open water. Like I'll swim in pools, that's fine. I mean, the max I think I'll swim in comfortably is 9 feet. Anything deeper than that, it does freak me out. Like the pool I was just at yesterday, it was only 6 feet. I could totally touch the bottom and it came to my like shoulders or just around
So
there.
like there would be a difference between like if I said, hey, there's this pool and it goes from like 3 feet to 5 feet to 6 feet to 9 feet to 20 feet.
I'd hang around the 9 feet.
You wouldn't swim out even though it's just a pool. If you're just swimming laps,
No,
it
because I
wouldn't even-
have a fear of the depth. So my fear
But
really,
you could see the bottom. It still would fuck you.
not like physically, but mentally.
Really interesting.
Yeah, because like my fear stems from like deep open water,
Right.
and not being able to see the bottom. So like, yes, to some degree it's a pool, I can see the bottom, but even when you see those videos of those like super, super deep pools where people do like the diving in the pool, and
Yeah.
I can't, I don't know if I've watched too many backroom videos,
Right.
but like mentally, a combination of like the open water fear with like super, super deep pool water too, I'm like, it's one and the same mentally. I don't think
There's
I could.
actually a crazy pool. I should bring it up. It'd probably be like
I've
your
probably
worst
seen the
nightmare.
video.
It's no. It's a pool that's in, I don't know where it is, what country it is, but it's a pool that's 300 feet deep. And it's like just for divers to practice. So
and there's like different levels and like walls
and like the big circle in the bottom. Yeah.
No,
that horrifies you?
100%.
Oh, that fascinates me.
No. Don't want to do it. But I want to ask you though, just out of curiosity. So out of the 460 fatal drownings roughly annually in Canada, how many of those do you think are split between men and women?
Men drown way more than women.
Correct.
You know why? Men boat way more than women. And they fish and they drink. So, like, they get caught in storms. So that's how they do. Yeah. And a lot of times, men will, like, I think the residential drownings is got to be 50-50 men and women.
Well, yeah, it's not really clear here, but it does just say, like, so out of the 406, like, 350 of them are men and only 95 are females. But the locations, yes, are most drawn to natural bodies of water, like lakes and stuff. So to your point, men on boats and fishing. Yeah. But for young children, obviously women, things like that, it's backyard pools are more common for things like that.
That's what I mean. So it would probably be split 3 ways, children, women, and men in pools. But, like, I know men, because men spend more time on water doing boating and stuff like that. There just needs to be more of, or kayaking and portaging and shit like that.
But yeah, I really think like getting a child comfortable with water from a young age is super important, because not only was it so previous to my like traumatic swimming lesson diving board,
right?
Mom pushed me off. Prior to that, I was drowning actually in our pool. So like growing up, we had an above ground like
like 4 foot to
probably tall, like 5 feet by 20. Like it was big. Yeah. And I was little, and my dad was working on the back deck, and some of the neighborhood kids, they were teens, were over, and my dad just said, "Hey, just keep an eye on Courtney while he's doing his thing." I think they just said like keep an eye, and so I was playing with a pool noodle, pretending like I was fishing, like on the top of the deck, and I was like throwing it in, and then I fell in. But the thing is, like, those kids didn't jump in to get me, and like we had a massive backyard, so like my dad ended up like stopping what he was doing because they yelled for him, and then he ran across the whole backyard and like jumped in fully clothed to get me because I didn't know how to swim then.
What's wrong with those kids?
And then after that is when I went to swim lessons. So like I had like a traumatic, almost drowning experience as a kid.
Which is weird because like knowing you now, I don't know, like I've never, like I know there's the trauma, like little things, but like I find now that you have like, there's nothing. Like, when I see you swim and we were, like, my mom still had her pool, like, you're just, like, so comfortable now.
And then even, like, yesterday, like I said, I walked in the pool and I could tread water. Even though I could touch the bottom, I was, like, just kind of hanging out. But one thing that I think that brought up this topic was because there were some kids at the pool yesterday. Although I was like, pool etiquette. Like, I know, like, if you're in a public pool and there's children and whatever, like, splashing's gonna happen, screaming's gonna happen, kids are kids. I get that.
Yeah, whatever.
But if you have, like, a bunch of adults, because we're all allowed to drink in the pools. We all have, like, our fucking Yetis. We're all just drinking, and we're, like, in this little corner of the pool. We're not blocking, because there's, like, 2 ladders on each side.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then you have a kid who's not a strong swimmer, and I appreciate the way that the mom was trying to, like, encourage the confidence in her kid. And I even complimented the mom. I'm like, I do love her confidence.
Yeah.
And, like, I was being polite, whatever. I was just a little annoyed. The kid would jump in, and then she was just learning how to swim, and her mom taught her to, like, just hold onto the edge of the pool.
Right.
Right? And then go all the way to the ladder for safety. She's teaching her something. You know what? Something's better than nothing.
Yeah, how old is this kid?
Well, maybe 5.
Okay, holding onto the pool is perfect.
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, because you're little. Just like, I don't want to be the mom that watched my kid drown.
No,
so, yeah,
no, but the mom was in the pool.
Yeah, okay.
The mom was in the pool, but she couldn't really get around the adults. But the part that bugged me is, like, you're letting your kid, like, so, like, adults are moving out of the way just because, like, and like, adults are just leaning against the edge of the pool. Yeah. And this kid comes up. And my sisters were sitting, like, on the edge of the pool with their legs dangling in. Yeah. They had to keep moving their legs so that this kid could just go by. Yeah. Once or twice is fine, but when I realized that this was a game for the kid, I was like, time and place. There's DJ music also, drinking. Like, stop. There's adults flailing around.
Pool.
Like,
That's
the amount of times I got a foot up the ass because, like, all the adults are drinking and, like, people are kicking their feet. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, it's time and place. Like, keep your kid to the shallow end or put your kid, like, on a floaty.
Right.
So they mingle with the other people. But anyway, it was just kind of annoying. But it was like, at least the mom apologized because she saw that her kid kept doing it. And I was like, don't apologize, tell your kid just to stop. But whatever. So I just said to the mom, I was like, I do really love her confidence. Like, so then when she tried to get around, so the kid was trying to be brave.
Right.
Instead of my sister moving her legs, the kid let go of the side of the wall, tried to swim around, and then had a moment of panic, and then was like, bleh, and like maybe the water went like a little bit above her head for a moment. The mom saw me and my sister like go into action to like grab her, but then at the same time we also kind of backed off because we're like, it's not our, like, is she okay? I don't know yet. Like, and then the kid was fine. So she had a moment of panic, but then she swam and she was good. So then that's when I said to the mom, I'm like, I love her confidence. Like, she's getting there. But
it's good. Like I love it when people like have their kids learn.
But she was young enough. She still should have been in water wings, I think. Maybe.
Oh, she had no.
No. And the only reason I would say water wings is even though she looked like an okay swimmer and her mom taught her the right skills that she needed, it was just because there were so many adults drinking.
That's exactly. That's the one thing.
That
Time
I would
and
have
place.
said.
Time
Yeah.
and place.
I would have said just throw on water wings for the day. Like that wouldn't have hurt her. Yeah.
Like it's insane when if you're at an adult function, especially like where you were yesterday, it was a very adult oriented place.
And there was rules that said like if you were under even 16, they did not want you there without an adult.
Yeah.
16. And I was like, wow. So yeah, no, it was very much meant for adults, but there was like maybe 2-3 kids, and then they left because it got a little rowdy. But
and like here's the other thing that always scares me, and I've been involved in like at least 7 of these fucking things where I've been like at a conservation park or where I've worked at like camps and stuff like that where a parent's lost track of their kid. Well, the kid's like, I'm just going to swim. And the parent's like, I'm going to watch you. And then got into their book or whatever. And then can't find their kid in the water. And then they do the chain and they walk through like the whole thing. And everyone's like at one point expecting to kick a dead child, right? As you're walking through, which is just horrific. And people that actually volunteer to help do that.
Oh, it's
amazing.
devastating.
Like,
it's great. But
there's some people that stay on the beach because they just don't want that trauma, and I'm like, I get it, but like for me, I'm like,
no, I'd be going out and searching.
You got it. And so I've done it, and then we've gone the whole strip of like that fenced off, like gated thing, and you go back, and then like the kid comes running down from the playground up at the top of the hill, and you're just like, are you kidding?
Yeah, they weren't even in the water. They ran off to the park.
They ran off to the park, and the mom was supposed to be paying attention and didn't. Like, stuff like that. I'm just like...
and then, okay, so interesting post I saw the other day.
On.
I had no idea. I saw a picture of...
I get... So, I'm not judging those parents. Like, I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just...
It is, okay, it is
water
frustrating.
isn't something to fuck with.
No. But I think also just not knowing where your kid is, too. Like, that's where I judge a little bit. Like, again, it depends. I think if you're... Yeah, even then, like, there's been so many times where, like, my parents have been in their own little world socializing, and because I'm the oldest, it was always then watch your sister.
Yeah, of course.
That's also a lot of responsibility to put on a kid when it comes to water.
You're the oldest, but you gain skills later on in life from being the oldest. You can complain, but, like, you have a better social skill and a better level of that.
For sure.
Like, the payoff's always better being the oldest.
No, so it definitely helps, but if you have, like, an only child... You take him to the beach, and you get too involved in your book. You look up, you think your kid's drowned, but he's really off at the park. Part of me is like, first of all, you haven't taught your kid the skill to come up and tell you, hey, Mom, I'm actually going to go to the park now. I'm not, like, just a
well,
mental...
that's the thing. Like, that's why when it comes to...
Because it's a waste of resources time now. Everyone's looking for your kid who's not in the water.
But everyone's always happy that they found the kid, right?
Obviously.
So, like, that gets over,
but
you never hold it against them.
Yeah, I did see a picture the other day, which I didn't even know, is they talked about when it comes to water, pool, lake, whatever, is they actually talked about different colors and how they show up under the water.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea. I think it's, like, stay away from red, but, like, orange is okay. Like, there's certain colors.
Orange, it sticks out more. Red blends in.
Yeah, so it was just cool. It was, like, as parents...
White is like, good, but then you don't want to be wearing
I think
white.
they said white, not for a pool. White was okay for lakes, but anyways, it was just cool because I was like, oh, for any parents out there, it was something I'd never even thought of. It was like, hey, here's the things to consider when shopping for a kid's bathing suit. And I was like, oh. And then it showed a picture of how it looks in the light, and then if people are looking from above... Yeah. I was like, oh, so I had no idea that mattered. Also, just air tag your kids.
Yeah. Also, you know what? My theory is any kind of open body of water, because the life jacket technology is amazing right now. Is if I ever have kids, I would just have that kid wear a life preserver anytime we're near open body, and because I have no shame, I would still wear that. I think one of the biggest problems is you get dads who are kind of okay swimmers that when they take their kids out on the boat, like, you need to wear a life jacket, but they don't wear a life jacket themselves. And then it becomes like, once you're an adult, then you don't have to wear a life jacket because that's built into it. Life jackets are for sissies and children.
Right. I totally just thought you meant like when you're at the beach. Like, okay, guys, this is the shallow water now. Dad's got his life jacket on. You mean in boats?
Yeah, in boats.
Yeah.
Like if it comes to that kind of
I'm just
thing.
trying to picture you walking on the sand.
If my kid wants to go swimming at like a conservation area where it's a lake, I 100% have no problem wearing a life jacket every time I go swim with my kid.
What about wave pools?
Because also there's 100%.
Fucking freak me out.
Yeah, I love wave pools. I think they're fun, but the problem with wave pools is wave pools are only fun when there's like 20 people in them.
Well, okay, a little bit more than that, depending on the size. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like, when there's a certain percentage, like...
If you're worried about what the water's going to push, who the water's going to push you into, it's not fun. Mm-hmm. But if you're just, like, in an open wave pool... Like, I was actually in a wave pool with, like, 3 other people once, and it was the most incredible feeling because you go right up to, like, where the waves crest, and you just sit there, and you just kind of, like, okay, let's go, and then you ride the wave through the whole fucking wave pool. It's fucking amazing.
I remember when I would go to Wild Waterworks, and they'd have the wave pool.
They have the worst lifeguards that they used to. Sorry,
but
20
what we
years
used
ago.
to do, and this was another thing that kind of freaked me out, but again, my friends wanted to do it, so we did it, is you'd go to the edge of the pool. And so when the wave would come up, because you'd be in the deep end, so the water would come up high enough that you could grab onto the wall, and then the water would go down, so you'd be dangling. And then you would drop, and then you would splash to shallow water for a blip of a second, because the next wave would come up. Then I realized that I was like, I can't keep up with that, because I wasn't a strong enough swimmer. But, there was something about being in that wave pool all day, and then you'd go home, and you'd go to bed, and you'd lay in bed, and your body would just move. Because that motion all day.
Oh, 100%.
Great.
Well, like, there's so
relaxing.
many times where, like, I've spent so much time on a boat. When people talk about sea legs, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, when I remember, like I used to spend so much time on a boat, I'd spend, like, 6 hours on a boat. Mm-hmm. And then, like, I'd get off to, like, walk
you
into,
hit
like,
land,
the
and you're
restaurant.
like...
And then I'm like, whoa. Yeah. Or, like, even, like, when, like, one of my best friends and I used to go fishing all the time up at Rice Lake. We would, like, get up at, like, 5 a.m, go fishing, and then there was a wicked restaurant on the reserve that he was related to, like some of the people that work there. So we'd go in there and get this wicked breakfast. But I remember, like, trying to dock the boat at that point. We've been standing up on a rocking boat all day. I'm like, holy shit, this dock's moving. What the fuck's going on?
I've never been on a boat with you.
No, it's been
You and I haven't done any camping outdoor activities. Like, you and I have never really been to...
in a long time.
Well, when we first met, we did one camping trip, and that was 12 years ago.
Well, what's funny is because we used to work like the 9 to 5, so we could be like, let's go camping this weekend.
Yeah.
And then like both of us expanded our like job into like podcasting too and everything else where we're like, if we still had that, we can plan camping for
There
a
is
weekend.
somewhere I do want to go with you, and apparently it's like Brantford away. And you can pay, I don't know how much it is for the day, but they have like a really big lazy river. And that's all it is you pay and you go and sit in a lazy river all day. I'm like, oh, and it's like all carved out.
So that's what we're going to do next Friday.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That'd be so fun.
I love lazy rivers so fucking much.
You and I just rent
and
some
if you
tubes.
could drink on that lazy river, that
I'll check it out. And if it's something we could do, let's do it Friday.
The problem is when you have a lazy river where you can drink, you know that water's just full of piss.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That's the problem.
I don't know if you can, but we'll look into the drinking part.
Yeah, anyways.
Either way, I'd love to go with
That'd
you.
be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do. So, water safety. It's funny that we're just talking about water safety.
Honestly,
How
I
weird
had a
is this?
feeling that this, so here's the thing, was going to take you off on a whole thing that, like you said, a random episode, we'd be good to just talk about it for a while.
Yeah, water safety is so important to me. Like, and actually, you know what? I can actually talk about him. Asshole Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Asshole Kevin's got his little Zodiac boat, and like he just loves boating. Like he used
I don't
to
know
be
if I could go in the boat with him, though.
like a marine technician. Yeah, he is. He's insane. Like, but I think Kevin's so driven into safety, but I just think, I don't know. He's so confident,
pushes it.
and I love it. But he pushes it, but he knows he's safe. But I also think he's one of those people that would never push it and put any of his friends ever in harm.
No, if I told him, like, yo, you're going too fast, or, like, I don't like this, he would stop.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
respectable.
Absolutely. But, like, whenever I see that
But he lives
Zodiac
on the
boat,
wild
like,
side.
whenever we go to Rudu's place, like, you watch me kind of just stare at that boat, and I just, like, kind of, like, just reminisce, because I love boats.
This is another thing that we
boats
could
so
do,
much.
is you and I could just rent, like, we don't even need to be the person driving the boat, but like, you and I could go do those boat trips.
Oh, I don't know where my boating license is, and I don't know where. But
I'm
I
saying
could just easily. No, I would love to just fucking go get my boating license and be like rent a boat somewhere and just fucking go out.
Mm-hmm. There is a place. It's a party houseboat. It's really expensive. I think it's worth it if you're going with like 10, 15 people. Because apparently there's like 8 rooms on it. Like it's basically like a yacht.
Yeah.
And you do not need a boating license. Apparently it's 1 hour. They teach you right then and there on the spot, and they go, "Okay, have fun."
Yeah, well, because
you park it like you're on the water for days.
Yeah. I see that.
And it has a slide that goes off into the lake.
You know what's super funny? I don't know if you've seen this meme yet, but there's a food truck down. I don't know if it was Florida.
Didn't make it.
It didn't make it. Did not make it.
The first launch day.
Yeah,
No, I didn't know that was in the States. I thought that was here.
Oh, I don't know where it was.
But it was literally
they tried to put like a food
a burger.
truck.
It was like a burger fried.
A burger fry truck onto a pontoon boat.
Mm-hmm. And the second they went to go put it into the water, it literally flipped upside down.
Yeah.
Cool concept. What I'm really curious about though is I don't think I fully understood how it would function. So is it in the water, but you just walk down a dock to order your food, or do you swim up to it?
You drive your boat up.
Okay, because I was like, I can't imagine swimming and holding a burger in one hand, trying to tread water.
You would drive your boat up to it.
It was like a boat drive-through.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. But
which is really cool. I always thought that was really fascinating.
I just hope they redesign it, think it out a little bit better, and then execute it properly.
Well, just take a boat and just turn it into a kitchen. Wouldn't that make so much more fucking sense than trying to put a food truck, which meant for ground?
Yeah.
Why don't you have a food boat, which is meant for water?
It was a cool concept, though, to see an actual, the shape of a food truck floating on water.
If it worked, it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I just think that it was two stoned guys that were that food truck that we're not doing really well with, my uncle's got this pontoon boat that he's selling. Let's do it. That's instantly what I thought when I saw that meme.
That's so funny.
Water stuff, sunken stuff in water creeps me out.
Also big fear.
But in the same hand, I'm fascinated by it.
Nope.
I want to see it.
I don't.
So, if you want to go to Tobermory,
I'll close my eyes.
You would close your eyes on the glass bottom boat tour of seeing sunken ships?
Honestly, yeah. I'd look down and look at some fish and stuff, and then the second we saw the boat, I'd probably try, naturally I'd want to look away.
Does it creep you out more to know that someone died on the boat?
It doesn't fucking matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter to you?
No, it doesn't even have to be that. It could be a statue. It's just seeing objects.
Right.
I don't want to see an object underwater. I don't want to see a propeller. I don't want to see a boat. I don't want to see... But when we watch those, rescue YouTube channels where they use the sonar...
Oh, to find, solve, cold cases and stuff? Yeah,
the sonar, you're just picking up, obviously, radar images, and then, you don't actually ever see it through the water because the water's so murky.
Right.
So, that doesn't really bother me because it can't see it. So, it's the concept of, a sunken car. I'm just okay, cool, whatever. But, not cool, but, I can't see it. But when you're, in, a clear lake and they're
when they pull those cars out, does that car become less scary? If you were to see it underwater, when you would see the dive footage of a car.
Yeah, if I saw a big crane pulling a boat out of the water, that wouldn't scare me. It would just be if I was in the water, above the water, or see those videos of people oh my god, those people scuba diving.
Yeah.
And they
skydiving, but water.
Scuba diving, and they get those clear videos of them swimming up near a sunken boat.
Right.
I can't. It really.
Interesting. So, you know what, while you were talking, I was thinking, you know what a cool segment would be? I'd have to pull a lot of strings, and it would be a lot of technical jargon, but I think it would be really interesting. And just to creep you out, we should do it at Halloween. By the way, just on a side note, I have a great idea and a Halloween surprise for you, but I'm going to have to run the idea past you before we do it. But I want you to remind me in just before we finish this episode, to remind me of the Halloween surprise I have for you.
Okay.
Just remind me of it, okay?
Right.
At the end of the podcast.
Sounds good.
Okay, so stay tuned and listen up so you can hear the surprise at the end. So, one of the creepiest stories I heard, because I'm scared of sunken ships as well, is my mom's friend from high school one time stayed with us as he was coming through Ontario, and he stayed with us for a couple weeks. And when I was a child, I was 13, 14 years old, he told me a story where one of the jobs he had in life, because he was a scuba diver, was body recovery in sunken ships. I may have talked about this on a very early podcast, But so he would, like, if a cargo ship sunk, he would have to go in and they're like, okay, there was like 12 crew unaccounted for. Can you just do a run through the ship?
Are you talking about the guy that ended up finding someone alive?
No. This is someone I know personally.
Oh, okay.
That story is insane in itself. His job was to go down and, like, search for X amount of people they couldn't recover. Like, they don't know if they jumped off and drowned, but they still need to scan the ship, right, to see if there's any bodies they can recover so they can have a proper burial. So he was saying he'd gone through this cargo ship. It was like day 3 of going through it or something. And as he's going through it, he finally makes it down to one of the bottom floors. And he turns down this hallway, so it's just black. Like, it's blacker than black. You can't see anything. It's so dark. There's no light other than your flashlight. And he turns down, and it was like a straight hallway. And he says, as he looks down the hallway and he's swimming down, standing in the hallway is like...
Floating in the hallway?
Well, yeah, floating, but floating upright with their feet on the ground, kind of just like leaning up against like the wall with their hands down. Just leaning up against the wall, because it's just the body of one of the crewmates. And because of the way the ship is, it's just this person standing in the hallway in front of you.
That is fucking insane.
And he's like, so it shocked him, and then he's like, but then I needed to go, and then it put him in the body bag, attach him to the chain, and then with the other people that I had found, and then swim through, and then go through.
You could not pay me enough to do that.
The idea that I had is, I think it'd be really fun to get him on the like phone and actually have a conversation with him about that encounter.
Sure, let's have some guy talk about all my fears. It's great.
For Halloween. It'd be fun.
Okay.
It'd be super fun.
Yeah.
I think we should end this with the Halloween surprise. Here is my idea.
Okay.
Okay. What I want to do. And I want to get a yes or no from you to see if I should push this forward. I think at one point we should have all the gentlemen that are part of the Now on Pause podcast, like, because it's actually, they've taken a break for a little bit. The Movie City Maniacs. But what I was thinking, they're 3 of the most intelligent people when it comes to movies. They know more about the movie than probably the people that made the movie. I was thinking about having those guys as a special guest where we pick a movie that they know. Are you kidding, Monster? Shut up. Actually, one of the Movie City Maniacs people actually was one of the people that discovered Monster.
Founder.
Which is kind of crazy.
Anyways.
So the 3 of them, I want to bring them over here and we can all watch a movie together.
Okay.
And then, like, they can tell you about your favorite horror movie and just get into detail about it. So, like, they can break it down for you. So, like, they're your personal Wikipedia. And because they all are great storytellers, that they can tell you about your favorite horror movies. So we're going to sit and watch a horror movie with the Movie City Maniacs as a special Halloween episode for Dialogue Over Drama.
That is a fantastic idea. And I was even thinking, just to expand on that, it'd be even funnier if they, like, if I threw out a couple of movies that I really hate that they like. And then we dissect it, and they try to convince me why I should like this movie. Like, I
think that's even better.
Yeah,
I think that even comes across like a challenge. I love that.
Yeah, where I'd be like, no, this movie sucks because of this. And then they could throw facts at me and tell me, like, they could just, I don't know, try to convince me that this is a good movie.
Yeah, so, and tell
or to
you
rewatch
why it's a good movie.
Yeah, so no, I think that's a really good idea. And it's crazy to think because, I mean, you know, fall and Halloween is like our time. It's going to be here before you know it. September 1st, the Halloween tree goes up.
I know. That's kind of my idea for how to do Halloween this year. But okay, if you're game for that.
Totally game for that.
Okay, cool. So I got a 5 out of 5 on If It Pleases the Court. We had a weird episode where
Here's the thing.
So here's the thing.
Took you down a whole spot, which I knew it would.
Long.
Yeah.
So, anyways, today was fun.
Yeah, today was a lot of fun. And we're working on a lot of very exciting things to launch the Patreon. And I say launch because we're trying to make sure that we have everything structured in a way that gives everybody all of, like, the extra juicy, fun stuff.
It
like
makes
all
it
the behind
worth
the scenes.
it.
It makes it worth it and all of that. And we want to make sure that we're kind of batch content, like having batch episodes and things like that ready to go. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But one of the other things too that I want to start to implement is, more of a Q&A. Through the social medias or like on our Buzzsprout, Spotify, whatever, like leave comments of some questions that you guys have for us. Like I would love to do a Q&A episode where maybe we gather, 5 or 6 questions that people have and then we kind of just...
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Put them out. Yeah. So, check us out on Dialogue Over Drama on Instagram, TikTok. That's all we're at right now. I don't do Facebook pages.
We don't do Facebook. We'll probably do a Facebook page later on, but it'll be once we actually go public with who we are and start, because we don't push this podcast on our personal media at all.
No, I think a Q&A would be a lot of fun, so submit those questions, and we'll see you on the next episode.
All right. Thank you. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
You just listened to 300 Happy Meals worth of a podcast. If you're picking up what we're putting down, flick that reminder on so you don't miss our weekly episodes. Follow us on social media, and if you tell a friend about us, we'll tell our cats about you. Until next time, keep your chin up, your coffee strong, and remember, this little podcast runs on good vibes and even better listeners like you.